The Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025 were actually not a bad team. They made the playoffs with one of the harder strength of schedules in the league. Take it, that game they looked pretty bad with a lack of weapons and a really horrible offensive line performance. And also, if Tyler Loop doesn't miss a chip shot field goal, they probably are making the playoffs. But none of that matters because this is the NFL. Any little thing can change the entire trajectory of the season. Hell, if Boswell doesn't hit that crazy kick against the Jets, they're not in the playoffs either. So at the end of the day, we got to take what we could see, and what we seen was a team that has potential. Of course, Tomlin is gone. I don't know if that was actually a him situation. It seemed like they fired him, right? Let's just call it how it is. Super long tenure. They're like, hey, you know what? Let's just call it a step down. The Ravens were like, nah, this guy's gone. See you later. But with that being said, Mike McCarthy comes on in, and assuming Rodgers returns, that's going to be an interesting one. Of course, Rodgers' only Super Bowl win in his career is with Mike McCarthy. However, it's pretty much guaranteed, the rumors, that Rodgers is the reason why Mike McCarthy was fired in Green Bay. So this is a little bit of a weird situation. Now, I will say, for the actual roster talent itself, the Steelers have been making moves. Rico Dowdle, who I don't know what it is. Just nobody wants this guy anymore. Played well with the Cowboys, gone. Played well with the Panthers, gone. Probably going to be gone with the Steelers, considering they didn't re-sign Kenneth Gainwell. I thought that was a guarantee, especially with how little he signed for. Huge weapon for them, and they said, nah, we don't want that. I don't know what goes in that decision. Is it another situation? I can't truly assume Gainwell and his agent were like, yeah, we're going to get killer money in free agency. We should know by now, running backs just don't get paid unless they're truly, truly elite. I just can't believe Kenneth Gainwell's not a Steeler. I really can't. But looking at more moves that they made to improve the team. Michael Pittman, pretty big move there. Very dependable guy. And this team, while it doesn't have the most speed in the world, I know Metcalf has the straight line, they're not really twitchy. They've got some very dependable big body receivers that can catch, one of Rodgers', I wouldn't say errant throws, but he has been for like the last 5 years really more of a generalized accuracy guy. He's going to get it out quick. He's going to get it in the vicinity. It's not going to be as pinpoint. He still has that in him, obviously, but it's going to be it'll be there as long as you got, a guy that's over 6 feet tall. He's probably going to have a good chance to catch it. And now they've got multiple of those. Even the tight end position, obviously Darnell Washington's massive. Freiermuth is no short man. Of course, offensive line, we talked about it with the Texans game. Played horribly. It happens. It's Rodgers. It's McCarthy. I think it's valid for me to mention my affiliation of the Packers, but against the Browns, the worst game I've ever seen from their offensive line, yet they're not a bad offensive line. It happens. The Texans are an insane defense. This is an offensive line you still believe in going forward. Would like a new guard, though, and I would not hate a new tackle, but I don't hate the offense. The offense actually looks pretty good, barring injury. Now we move on to the defensive side of the ball, where, yes, they weren't bad, but I think more people expected them to be far better. Getting Hayward back and having Ramsey, and they really, a lot of people thought they were going to be top 5 defense. They were good, but they definitely were not top 5. Of course, you still have one of the best edge rooms in the league. The interior solid. Ramsey, is he actually playing safety now? That's where I'm going to be playing him, especially with the addition of Jamel Dean. But this side looks pretty good. You got Jaquan Brisker as well on a really cheap deal. This Steelers team, I thought they were kind of a middle of a pack team last year based on roster talent. Now, this looks like a top 10 roster to me. If Rodgers stays healthy and he just even plays at the level he has the last 2 years, I can't see why they can't Peyton Manning this thing. Not that it's even that level, because the Broncos Peyton Manning, that was like full-on carrying, but they definitely have the roster to complement Rodgers to get him a second ring, which I personally wouldn't hate seeing. Of course, if you guys end up enjoying this video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I don't know what a subscribe is. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays for non-Madden content. And then the big thing is, let me know what team you'd like to see rebuilt next. I might go with the Packers rebuild after this, because Green Bay lost a lot of their core guys and then added a few of those position fixes. So a little bit of a different team there as well. Not as much of an addition, but a subtraction. Kind of see what can we do to get them back. Or just, if you have a team in mind, let me know. And of course, if you're a Steelers fan, what do you think of the offseason moves? Who do you think the quarterback should be next year? Maybe like go all in for Simpson. And in general, who do you think they're going to draft? All right, we're in the draft, of course, pick 21, the Raiders, sitting with 1 overall. Mendoza is probably going to be the guy that they take. With this, though, I'm really thinking O-line, right? Like this, let's Tom Brady this thing with the Buccaneers. What do? Instantly fix that offensive line? Bringing in Wirfs, right? I'm pretty sure that was his rookie year. I mean, they fixed that O-line. They added a couple of names, and that offensive line was one of the best in the league. That's what we're going to be looking to do. Of course, I would love to get Maui Noah, maybe Fano, but it's looking like Ione is probably our best and most realistic option, especially considering it's a guard, and that was the biggest positional need, left guard specifically. Could go Proctor, though, and move him to left guard, so I've got options. I'm not too worried about it. We're going to move down until we're starting to see those offensive lineman options disappear. Again, no matter what I do, can't get the DTs to go any later than the top 10. It's unfortunate. All right, we have choice. Pick 21. The tackles are gone. Sonny Styles there, which I think this team would absolutely take. I just don't think he's going to 21. And more importantly, I've taken Sonny Styles a bunch of times. We're going to go with the realistic option, which is an offensive lineman. I'm really liking Proctor, though, because, I mean, I could put him at guard or tackle or shift him around depending on what the year shows for us. You know, hey, next year we really need a tackle. We can get a guard in the draft, whatever it may be. I kind of like Proctor for that, but I think Ione's safer, and with the Steelers being, their window right now with Rodgers, assuming they're keeping him, yeah, Ione is probably the safest bet, so that's who we're going to be taking. We're going to be taking the guard. 31 true talent, took him at 21. Where's the strength? I don't know. Hidden dev, though. You know what? In the second round, even though I wanted more linemen, an opportunity has presented itself. Speedster Zachariah Branch, maybe not 4.24 speed, has shown up, and that's who we're going to be bringing in to be the slot wide receiver over Roman Wilson. Freeling just should not be there, so obviously that's not someone I'm going to go for. And now we take Wagner, who I think is hidden dev in this class. If he is, he's our left tackle. And he is, so he's our left tackle. We're going to go with a linebacker we haven't gone with in this whole process is Kyle Lewis. Bit of a steal here. A little bit slower, a little bit worse of an overall than I thought he'd be, but that's fun. And I keep taking Moten because he's there. Josh Moten. That's my guy, 59 true talent, hidden dev. And I'm sure someone's going to take a chance on Taylor Green a little bit earlier than this, but since they haven't, that is our chance, which I doubt we'll ever do anything with him. Maybe we just try him at wide receiver, which will be an epic fail. But here is our draft class. Two of our first three picks were linemen, which I don't hate. Ione busted him. Okay, that's pause. Boosted him up a little bit for this class. Did not change the strength, which I think should absolutely be higher than 80. But yeah, this is what he looks like. Start of element trait. Bumped the strength up a little bit. And I think 77 overall is very fair for him. Branch will be in the slot, and he probably will be getting the slot snaps. Probably drop his speed, excel, and agility slightly, though, as I don't think he's quite that fast. But, I mean, he's close enough. Maybe 95 speed. As far as Wagner goes, we did say he was a star dev plus, and he is. Sorry, Jones, it's time to go, at least as the backup. Probably will trade Herbig off, though, because he's on a contract year, and we want to get some value. You guys always say, hey, trade the players that are about to leave. I get it. I try to avoid that as much as I can because, sure, you can get value for pretty much everyone, but the rebuilds would be so easy if we constantly did that. Of course, Moten, we already know about his dev. Taken a couple times, developed him once. Every other time, he's usually number 3 or 4. Probably going to be the same case in this one. Just, solid backup. And then here's Taylor Green, who obviously is very raw, but you could definitely develop him if you wanted. We trade Herbig off to the Chiefs for their late third-round pick. They were a team that wanted to offer more than that. They were willing to give us a 23-year-old cornerback, Noel Williams, I believe it was. Just like we drew it up, this is a massive dev up. This is Mr. Pittman going up to superstar development trade. Almost went with Branch, thankfully didn't, as Pittman is now a superstar development trade player. That is such a huge one. All right, here is the roster for year number 1. Huge dev up, like we said, with Pittman. He's got a 3-year, nearly $60 million deal, and superstar development trade at 86 overall makes that feel so much better. Wanted to go with Branch or Washington, and yeah, it just didn't happen, so it is what it is. We got a better one in the end. Pittman, the dev up for him is by far the biggest, right? Branch, we get Rookie of the Year with. Who cares, right? He's good. As far as Washington goes, Freiermuth is the better receiver, and there's no doubt about it. But Washington's a little more fun after the catch, and more importantly, he's younger. Freiermuth's 27. Washington's 26, I believe, at this point. 25. If we're going to keep anyone long-term, it would be Darnell, even though, again, he's not as good of a receiver at all. But we'll see what happens. Offensive line, obviously not the best in overall, but we got 2 youthful guys on the left side, so if Fautanu develops, it really just comes down to getting a new right guard, and we're pretty much set. Defensively, definitely need some linebackers. I was going to start Peyton Wilson because that's probably the guy they do start, but Lewis, 69 overall, he's got a lot of potential. He just needs win Rookie of the Year pretty much. But yeah, team looks great, 83 overall. I think if we can get to the playoffs, we could do some damage. This could be a, like, off to the sunset Super Bowl situation for Rodgers. We'll see, though. This is going to be a tough one, but it's doable. We have Dallas's offense because of McCarthy. Could go to the Green Bay defense because, of course, he was a Packer far longer. Obviously, the schemes are a little bit different now for both, but mainly that Packers one, as they're definitely more run-heavy, but it's the only way to make this realistic without it just being the Mike Tomlin Steelers offense. All right, contracts. How much money do we have to pay out? So Porter's expensive but doable. Brisker expensive but doable. Queen expensive but doable, but do you want to? Hayward probably retires on us. Darnell Washington. Oh, man, I think we could do better. I really do. But I'm not going to. I'm going to sign him, I think. And then Rodgers wants quite a bit of money. We'll see if he's even around and how he plays. But for right now, I'll try to keep money for Rodgers, but no promises. No promises. We're going to be trying to keep these guys. Brisker, I think, is actually a really good contract for his overall. I know he's not as versatile, but it's fine by me. And then Darnell, even if he isn't the starter long-term, we'll do a 2-year, which he does not take right away, unfortunately. And really, it would just be Rodgers we need to keep. And again, I don't even know if he's going to be here to keep. And unfortunately, we had about as bad of a season as you could ask for as we finish 6-11. Yeah, disappointing. Very disappointing. Just, I mean, a tough schedule for sure, but just in general. Didn't win the games we needed to. Losing to the Saints and Titans, unacceptable, right? Losing to the Saints and Titans is so bad. Browns, I'll say, is even bad. That's 3 games right there. 9-8, potentially in the playoffs, but Saints and Titans is unacceptably bad. Rodgers was not good. I don't even think I want him back, even if he sticks around. Dowdle, another, add it to the list. The Infinity Stone of teams that he's played well for. Of course, Pittman and Branch at the same yardage. Metcalf was great. Washington was not great. Looking at the blocking, is okay, but tackles gave up a lot of sacks, as they always do. Every sim. Pass rush, little lackluster. These guys, this trio should really be putting up 40+, which they actually did. What am I even talking about? They did really well. They did. I don't know why I messed up the number there. The math wasn't mathing. Dean, though, 4 picks. Great season for him. Samuel, 4 picks. Great season for him, too. 3 for Porter, 1 for Wilson, Lewis, Queen, and Brisker. Boswell, glad I re-signed him. He missed 8 kicks. I'm sure that's exactly what will happen in real life. Branch, though, pretty good year for a rookie. It's tough. Joe Burrow wins MVP as well, which he always does. No Offensive Rookie of the Year for Branch, which sucks. Watt, number 1 for Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no. And I don't think we're going to have any other award. Unfortunately, we aren't. Was that Freeling with Best O-Line? Oh, that's such a scam. They shouldn't even have him. Oh, man. Let's go to the Super Bowl. See if Rodgers retires. Honestly, I don't think I want him back. I think this is one of those, okay, well, we've done what we can. It's just never going to happen. Bandage rip. All right, that's all I can say. Colts Lions in the Super Bowl. And the winner is the Lions, 33-30. Let's take a look at our dev-ups if we had any. Rodgers does retire, so that makes the decision a bit easier. No dev-up for Washington. He goes up 1 whole overall. Definitely looking at a new tight end. Don't tell me Freiermuth went up in overall. He did. Sweet. What a decision that was. This isn't the best. Branch goes 81 overall, but he stays as a normal dev. Defensively, no dev ups here either. This is a tough year. This is a tough year for us. Wow, I came in with so much optimism. Hayward's gone, obviously. Just so much optimism, and that is just gone. Rodgers and Hayward are gone. The wins were gone. I mean, what is our draft pick looking like? Can we even get a QB? 6? Probably not, right? Dante Moore is going to be gone by, pick 2. Hopefully there's a team up there that doesn't need QB that we can maybe trade up with. If not, I don't know. Do we go Sellers, maybe? That sucks. As far as the negotiations go, Fautanu needs a 5th year, which it's either re-sign him or don't. I don't think I want him for a 5th season. on that evaluation. Free agency, though, $55 million. Any quarterbacks around here? Mac Jones, actually not a bad call. I do a 1 year. I just think the valuation's insane. I think he's like a 15 mil type of guy, if that. So we are going to do a 1 year 15. If he takes it, he takes it. He doesn't, he doesn't. Not my problem. Anyone else? Running back is fine. Wide receiver's fine. Tight end could use. Henry seems like a fit, but I want someone a little younger than that. I don't want another bandage fix, especially for a team that I think we're now finally, again, ripping it off, doing the rebuild, right? We need a quarterback. We need to develop from the ground up a little bit. We still have a couple of good players, but a lot of the veterans are starting to go. You know, unless we can get a good quarterback, then just come in immediately and do really well. This could be like a 1 step forward, 2 steps back situation with retirements. All right, we're in the draft. Pick 1 overall, and number 2. Ooh, there's some teams up here that need QB, huh? That is not good. All right, so in theory, Miami shouldn't take QB. They don't. Jeremiah Smith would have pick. The Cardinals will, though, and then possibly the Browns. Ooh, this is painful. I mean, the Browns have Shador, so there's, you know, maybe we can convince them. You know, he's not bad. He's a 78 overall. Maybe I can convince them. Is this enough convincing? Ooh, it actually is. Like, I don't think they take a QB with that overall. Or maybe, I don't think is the word. They shouldn't take a QB with that overall. But the game definitely will, or has a chance to. So if the Browns get a decent enough trade here, you would think, oh, well, I'm getting a really good trade down. I have other players anyways. Why not, you know? So that's the thought process there. 3rd and a 5th. We're taking Dante Moore. Taking Dante Moore. This is exactly how the draft could play out. We'll see. But some really good players up here. But quarterback is by far the biggest need. So we end up with Dante Moore. We praise him for waiting a year because we really needed it. And he looks great. He looks really good. I mean, that's perfect. Of course, they have freaking Ryan Williams sitting there tempting me to trade up. Tight end is weak as hell. O-line, there's some potential, but not like tackle-wise. I guess you can go Green. Ernest Green wouldn't be the worst move in the world, but meh. DT is pretty weak. Hicks is the only one there, and he's really just not good. I don't know what the hell I do with that. Could use a linebacker. Man, I don't know what the hell you take here. I guess you take Green if he's there, because... like, what else do you take? I mean, Ryan Williams, but I don't need wide receiver. Maybe Bolden? I mean, there's value here. It's just not at the positions we need. And as much as I'd like Ryan Williams and it's a great move, I just don't need him. I simply don't. So do you future-proof the safety position with someone like KJ Bolden? Or do you take an offensive lineman because you need a new right guard? Realism says lineman. We take a guard, but... Madden mind me is like, well, clearly you take the safety because it's way harder to develop. And I think that's going to be the decision. KJ Bolden. Backup safety for now, starter next year maybe. We're now in the 3rd round where, I mean, Moton's not a bad player. It's just he's 32. The problem is I have no choice. He's not really even a fit for the team right now, but I literally have no choice. He's horrible, but... I got to start somebody. And I'm going to take Arion Carter to be maybe a starting linebacker. I don't know. 71 true talent, normal development trait. Gives me vibes of Lewis, to be honest. But, yeah, not our best draft class. I mean, I wanted some linebackers for sure. I needed a DT. Quarterback, obviously. Wanted a tight end. It's just a lot of the board just didn't fall that way. And now I'm going to take running back Cam Cook in the 6th round. 69 true talent. Not a bad player. 7th round pick. Would love to land a long snapper so I could just be done with this whole long snapper situation. Again, though, for some reason, I don't know if it's the bug or user classes in general, but the long snapper positions are always terrible. Let's go Caleb Bowers and just boost his long snapping. Obviously, thankfully, Dante... well, to be fair, we did get Bolden as well. I just don't need him that much right now. But Dante Moore, thankfully, he's a solid-looking player because... yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this draft class. I can't lie. This is not our best work, but... again, the user-created classes are a little bit lower on the overall, which is fine. Superstar Dev, just like he was like all of last Madden. So, sweet. I like it. Huge draft pick for us. KJ Bolden, he probably would be our future free safety. Could play corner. I mean, look at the man coverage. It's not bad. I mean, we really just got a guy that is going to be a starter somewhere down the line for us, whether it be safety or corner. Jamal Dean needs a contract. We don't want to pay him. Ramsey retires or needs a contract. Don't want to pay him. We've got options now. The problem is DT it sucks. It sucks. It's horrible. And he's going to have to start. It's just how it is. Carter, I don't know if he's going to start because Lewis was okay. And we did keep Queen, of course, 2-year 20. It's just more depth, I guess. And then Bowers, you have to boost the long snapping for because he has 0. We trade Jalen Warren over to the Bears for a 4th-round pick. You guys have been asking me to make more trades before we lose players to, contract situations, and there's one of them. And the Dolphins are willing to give me all of this for Payne Wilson. Normally, I'd say no, but Payne Wilson is a freak. He's like 6'4", like 90-some speed. Yeah, I think it's a fair trade. Now, I might even start the man. I ain't gonna lie. I had him on my board, and I was like, if he's there, maybe we take him. Wasn't there. They took him. They're already moving on. Are we about to screw over for... Let's trade Freiermuth, too. Man, I can't. The Steelers fans will kill me. All right, got a nice set of upgrades from our guy here. 74 overall. Could go to 78, which he doesn't. He gets the +3 that he deserves. And he has an ability slot already. Look at the accuracy. And here is the team for season number 2. Dante Moore, 77 overall. DK Metcalf, 89. Rico Dowdle, 87. Defensively, looking all right. Looking all right. We're holding on. There's a lot of older veterans on this team that it would suck to lose. TJ Watt, Highsmith, Ramsey, Jamel Dean. Obviously, even on the offensive side of the ball, Metcalf, Pittman aren't any younger than, they were before. They're 29, almost 30. This is a team that's got maybe a 2-year window if we're lucky. And we really need Dante Moore to just carry the hell out of us. All right, contracts, $100 million. I imagine we're going to keep Highsmith. What is his issue? Career win percentage. We might be able to get that over 500 at this point. We'll see. We'll try. We have a chance at the playoffs. Maybe he'll be a little cheaper. Rico Dowdle, I'll do a 1 year, but he is 29 now, unfortunately. He came to the right team at the wrong time. Took a little too long to find us. Jamel Dean. A lot of these guys' contracts really depend on what they look like after regression, so... Jamel, I think, will be worth 1 more year, even if he drops to an 85, which is a pretty harsh drop. He'll be worth it. Frazier, I think he's definitely worth it. And then Fautanu, I don't know. I really don't know, because he's only an 81 overall, but he doesn't want a whole lot of money. So I'll do a 2 year just in case we find better or cheaper. 2-year 13 per is not bad. $52 million left. We're going to try to keep Rico Dowdle, Highsmith, and Frazier, but it's going to be a close call, and it's going to be hard to get the years we want on them because they are really not interested right now. Week 18, win the game in the playoffs. Lose the game? Don't know. Right now, we're leading the division with a 1-win lead, meaning we could be in the playoffs no matter what happens here, but let's not leave it up to chance. How about that? Here we go. End of the game, 0-0, 7-0. Come on, Pittsburgh. 14-0. The Patriots are 7-9. Their season 100% over. Let's stop giving them a reason to win. 21-14, 28-14. Offense just isn't doing enough. I know the defense has played pretty poorly, but you just can't win games scoring 14 points through like 55 minutes of play, 42-21, we lose. Year 2 may be a bust as well. Might have to change the playbooks. Rocking Dallas now twice in a row, and 2 seasons in a row. We look like we may have missed the playoffs, unfortunately. Wildcard round, come on, Pittsburgh, please. Oh, we still make it? It's because the Browns, Bengals, and Ravens all go 8-9. Again, I'll show you guys nothing crazy happened here. It is by default crazy, but nothing crazy we did. Dude, look at the losing streak. We got to revisit that. We have got to revisit that. While the Bengals had a winning streak, the Ravens had a monumental losing streak here, giving the Dolphins a run for their money. They lost 6 in a row to go 8-9. 8-3, and then they lose 6 in a row. Wow. That's tough. Thankfully for us, though, because we're in the playoffs. Dante Moore, numbers aren't great. Rushing's good enough. DK Metcalf, solid. Pittman, solid. Branch, yards are good. Touchdowns are not. Freiermuth, though, 800 yards. I'm sorry, Muth. I sold you in year 1. Pass rush, definitely not as good as last year. Brisker, 4 picks, 3 for Bolden. I'm not even sure how he played, to be honest. Did Ramsey not play? He did. Damn, limited role. Cook, though. Back up pretty much everywhere we could put him. Boswell, way better than last year, which, to be fair, who knows? That could have been the difference between making the playoffs or not. Missed like 7 or 8 field goals, which is a lot. Yearly award, of course, it's Joe Burrow, as usual. Rookie of the year, Dante Moore, kind of a weak one. 25 touchdowns, 11 picks. I know there's a lot of yards there, but it's a lot of picks. But he got it anyways. And then Bolden. We got the offensive and defensive rookie of the years one. They call us the Saints, which, of course, they literally pretty much never did anything with that. But we have a playoff game. We're going against the Chiefs, who are 3 overalls higher than us, but we're at home, so we have that little nod, potentially. A little tip over the cliff, if you will. I don't know if that's good, though. I don't think you want to be over the cliff. I think you want to be at the top of the cliff. All I know is I'm over the hill. End of the game here. 3-0, not a bad start. We'll take a lead. 10-0, we'll take a lead. Lead's kind of diminishing, and there it is. It's gone. Defense does a good job. Sets up short field. We're up by 3 because of it. Up by 10 now. Only up by 3 again. Up by 10 again. Up by 17. Upset of the century, even though we're at home. 48-21. One of the highest scoring playoff games we've seen in a couple of rebuilds now. What a performance as we're headed on to the divisional round here in year 2. Again, Dallas, we just have the Steelers defense on. You could make an argument for Raiders D, but Mahomes throws 3 picks. I mean, Moore wasn't great either, but at least he didn't throw 3 picks, you know. Kenneth Walker with a fumble. DK Metcalf 2 touchdowns. Walker with a touchdown. Branch with a touchdown. Hey, one playoff game Branch has more touchdowns than, I mean, I guess that's literally what happened to Matthew Golden. No touchdowns in the regular season and then just has an insane playoff touchdown. Like, that was one of the best plays of the year last year, and it was his only touchdown of the year. I wonder, is there like a top 10 touchdowns list? I want to see what that looks like. I'd say Matthew Golden's touchdown against the Bears deserves that. Like, that was, I thought that was going to be the one, like, okay, almost choked again. We hold on. And nope, still choked. Jaguars, we are going against 85 overall. Ooh, just like real life for me, it is raining hard. We're actually set to get some crazy snow, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen. Anytime that happens, like, literally, like, days and hours, like, heading up to it, it goes down and down and down. Like, it literally started off potentially 2 feet of snow, and now it's like 2 to 4 inches, perhaps. Maybe. It's like, okay, sweet, I guess. 3-7. 10-7. Still 10-7. 17-7. Are we going to go to the championship round? There's no way. With the Dallas offense. 24-14. I'm sorry, but apparently Rodgers is holding this team back. Uh-oh. We're getting a little rambunctious here. 4th and 16. I mean, the Jaguars can literally tie the game up on this drive. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Oh, my God, the choke. The choke is insane. Forget them sneaking their way into the overtime with us. They're going to win the game. Like, there's not even going to be an overtime to be had. Come on, guys. Dante Moore. Dante Moore! He's a yard short. You got to go for it. Take it. You really don't have to, but we're going to. DK Metcalf on the streak. We might be giving too much look to that. Pittman. Wide open. I mean, it wasn't even close. Third line. I don't want to win the game for them. I just want them not to waste all the clock. So we'll hurry up. Do a screen pass. See what happens. Maybe call a timeout for him. That run by Dante was clutch. I know he's a yard short. And it would be so much. There you go. Big play. It would have been so much more legendary if you would have got the first down on it. But huge setup on 4th and 1. I mean, that's layup stuff. As the team's driving down. And 4th and 2. They kicked the game-winning field goal. I will say, I don't know if they coded in the back end or if they fixed that. But it feels like there's less of that. And, of course, they let the clock go, and it goes overtime. It feels like they actually fixed that. I might be wrong, but it feels like they have. Either way, though, looking at the numbers, Dante Moore, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Lawrence was a lot better than Mahomes, but still not enough. Dowdle, not great, but good enough. Freiermuth. I really, again, regret not starting him in year 1. I was just like, hey, Darnell Washington's a fun player. And, yeah, he never develops for me. And when he does, he's a freaking blocker anyways. No matter how hard I try, he will never be the receiving guy. And here goes the Bills championship round. I would like to see Darnell play offensive lineman in like an emergency case, injury-wise. It'd be kind of interesting to see for sure. Like, he's built like a lineman now, right? Like, he's actually like 300 pounds, I think. He's a huge fella. All right, going to the end of the game, 7-0. 7-0 still, 7-3. Okay, 10-3. Defense is playing pretty well, and then they give up a touchdown. Halftime, now we're down by 7. Down by 4. Defense, you got to make a stop here. Down by 11 now. Offense has got to score on this drive. The offense hasn't been great. Neither has the defense, though. I get it, but at the same time, so far this game, you've scored 13 points through all of these quarters. At some point, something's got to give. Muth! What a catch. What a catch. Barely. Barely what a play. I mean, Dante's not playing well, but it could be worse. And there's the touchdown. Down by 3 now. We get the stop. Oh, you got to punt it. Oh, and then there it is. Yeah, offense sold when we needed them most. I mean, defense, again, they can't be giving this up. At the same time, the offense had a chance to drive down the field, and they just sold. I really don't want Metcalf. I need to get out of bounds, you know. Of course, they're doubling DK. I really just don't have a lot of speed outside of Branch, who is wide open. I seen Dowdle, by the way. I don't know if it's a touchdown, but it might have been. Probably should have taken him. Pittman over the middle. Let's see if Freiermuth can drag the linebacker out. He's not open, but we're going to high point this thing. And that's why you do that. Michael Pittman Jr. climbing the ladder, giving us life. Oh, do you kick it deep, man? Our onside. What the hell? I forgot about this ability. Why would they ever think that's a good idea? It makes kicking impossible. Onside kicks have been so bad, but I have actually recovered one. So, like, wait, I can't even high kick? Oh, it's just, okay. I mean, that's not bad. Oh, it's terrible, actually. We don't even recover the damn thing. So where's this ball going to be, actually? Oh, my God. It's a really bad penalty. That is a really bad penalty to have. Although, considering we're not going to have any timeouts, this could be a decent penalty if we get them in a situation where the field goal is just too hard and they miss it, which that is helpful. We need them to miss the field goal. Oh, no. Guess pass. Guess pass. Can't call a timeout either. Oh, we do get them. All right, we're playing it a lot safer now. Now we can kind of play a little bit of defense. I know we should have a safety over top, but the bracketing has been way better than any other coverage for me. He has the out. There's no way we leave him that open. Does he go out of bounds, though? That is a worthy trade-off. They're going to go for a freaking... I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Of course they're going to go for it. We gave him so much room to work with. It's a big stop if we can get it. Come on, Jalen. They're going to run the ball. That is a crazy play call, and they get it. I don't know why that just didn't compute with me that they would do something like that. Good play. Damn, son. So close in year 2 to making the Super Bowl, but hey, what a start for the rookie Dante Moore, let me tell you. Championship round for the Steelers. That's, I mean, again, I think I've said it in the past a few times. It's a tie on the rebuild. If we don't make it any further, we'll call it a draw. The rebuild didn't beat me. We didn't beat the rebuild, you know. Some decent numbers. Ione gave up 2 sacks. It's unfortunate. Bolden with a pick. Of course he had one. Damn, dude. I can't believe we gave up that big play to the outside, though. I mean, you shouldn't be playing man in 3rd and long. It's just zone coverage is always letting me down. The hope was that they'd get locked up and you'd have to throw it away or take the sack or something. Fortunately, we let that out go. Packers versus Bills. And the Bills win by a lot. So, I mean, if they destroy the Packers and that scheme's good, it tells me we're not too far off, right? Dante Moore, he did win Rookie of the Year, but since he's already a superstar, it doesn't go up in dev, but he is a very high overall, so it's a great consolation prize. No other players went up in dev, not even Branch. And then defensively, we had Queen go to superstar, which is big. Bolden go to superstar, because obviously Rookie of the Year. Dean drops to an 86, not an 85. And then the big one, TJ Watt didn't retire. 92 overall at 33. A lot of times 32, 33, that's kind of the range. So we're lucky to get another year out of him. How many more will we get? Who knows? Let's just make it count. Justin Watson, the mentor, retires on us, which is, I mean, that's kind of sucks. But nice to keep his XP around, or his XP boost around. 30 million, which we took care of everybody. We gave a 1-year 14 to Dowdle. We got everybody. Except for Asante, but that's fine because we have Moten anyways. I guess McCormick as well, kind of overlooked, but we can just draft someone new. It's the CPU class now. I'm in the element. I'm in the element now. I know how to get this done. Perhaps. I mean, we've drafted a couple of normals. Harmon needs a contract, but a $25 million 5th year doesn't really make a lot of sense. Probably get him for 16 per at worst. So why would I pay more to keep him when I can get him for less? You know, it is what it is. All right, looking at free agents, though, I mean, Newbin would be interesting, but we don't really need a safety. We got a better Newbin. We got Brisker. Maybe a DT just because we've struggled at that position. That's probably something we draft early, but we'd have to see. Keanu Benton. Just saying. Putting forward would be interesting. It's just unfortunate. The DT spot's just so expensive. I'll offer a cheap deal to Kenny Clark, but he probably won't take it. Oh, actually, also overlooked Lewis. He's a star dev, 81 overall. That's actually big, too. All right, pick 30 in the draft. Of course, the biggest need by far is defensive tackle. I mean, there's a couple of decent DTs. The problem is we're probably not going to have a chance to get them early. Like, Pounds is the one. Max Pounds, which, I mean, what a name that is. Holy. We have a really good guard, and Richard Singh, who is a top 5, which, I mean, we really need a right guard as well. Could be our pick at 32, or 30 anyways. We didn't win the Super Bowl. We have another top 5. Well, where the hell is he? Center Riddick. I mean, really just whoever's there and whoever looks the best. I really didn't expect to take O-line, but honestly, O-line could be the move. We're going to go to 30. One of those top 5s is there, especially the center. Pounds actually went pretty late. I probably will take him. And the center's gone, but the guard isn't. Tight end's a need, but it's not like I need to take them now need. Mills looks good as a round 1, but I get normal dev, 76, 77 overall vibes. Corner, interesting. Don't really need a corner just yet. I mean, I think best value is the guard. Do I think he's a true generational, though? I don't know. Top 5 true. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Wow, we just got scammed beyond belief. I guess I go to the next pick. Could get a tight end here. We'll see. If there's a tight end that we can start, I'm probably going to grab him and start him. Dude, I can't believe that. I can't believe it. And I'm doing it again. I'm falling for the 40 time. Last time that did not work for me in that Jets rebuild. And it seems like it might not work again. Holy crap. Cancel the draft. It's over. Yeah, this has not gone perfectly. We do have some DTs at least. That's good. With that being said, who's the best of the best? Cooper? I like Jones a lot too, though. Cooper's good, but I'm going to take Cooper to have more opportunities at hiddens. But obviously, if he is one, which he is, we're good. I mean, I'll still probably take that other guy because, you know, Derek Harmon needs a contract. I don't know what our financials are going to look like. We might need him. We might need that. Wallace, he actually does look good, but if he's not hidden, which he could be, I don't know if I really want him anyways. Yeah, I'll take him. I'll take Mr. Stephon Wallace. Just be hidden dev, please. Damn it. Trading out with the Bears, getting a 6 next year. Moving on to 14. Then we do again with the Packers. I don't even know how far away this is. Pretty late, but I don't really care. We got UDFAs on UDFAs to take, so it doesn't really matter how far down that pick is. The 31, I imagine. Let's go with Jones, I suppose. Actually, what about Anderson? Jones looks better, I think. And I don't know, actually. They're both pretty good. We might end up taking both anyways. But Anderson, 76 true. Damn it. I need the lineman more, so Almus is next. Javier Almus, 41 true. Hidden development trait. Love that right guard for us. Super happy. Then we take Mr. Freddie Jones, 52 true talent. We were right in the beginning. Well, it's safe to say DT's not a problem anymore. Is Bush the super fast guy? He is. Jeff Bush. 157 true is hidden dev. Nice. Alejandro Alonso, 123 true. Punter with hidden dev and 87 speed. Very interesting. What if he has any throwing ability? Probably not, but you never know. All right, looking at our draft recap. The guard was really good, to be fair, but he is 79 overall. Normal, not hidden. Sucks, but I guess it is what it is. This one hurts more than the lineman, I'm not going to lie. First round lineman without hidden sucks, but this tight end had so much potential. I'm not even going to look at the other guys because with all those guys there, the odds of all of them being normal dev is pretty much 0. So we obviously missed. I don't know how bad we missed, but we definitely missed. Star dev for the DT. Then for the next pick, running back Stephon Wallace, far worse than I thought. I was thinking 73 overall hidden. So we get 70 overall normal. Not a great draft, but we did do better in the trenches at least. DT Anderson, complete waste of a pick. Probably end up trading him next season. Almus, future something. Not sure. He's 6'4". He's just kind of on the light side. And then here is Freddie Jones, who looks really good with that finesse. Honestly, that finesse, I might actually start him over the other DT. I like that finesse a lot. See what the dev is. Star as well. I don't know. We'll see. But I do like the fact that his finesse is super high. Also want to see this punter, see if he has any quarterbacking ability, which he does not. The center goes 19th, I think it was, 19th or 21st, and he looks ridiculous. I mean, that is a true generational, which I felt like he was going to be. It's just, they're both top 5. Even though I believed in this guy more than our guy, I would have just waited till 1 win anyways, and I would end up trading up to 22 for this normal dev, so I'm glad we didn't play that game. We'd have been screwed. It's a pretty good lineman. I mean, even our guy counts as a good one. It's just sucks that he's normal. Trade a couple of guys that are going to need some contracts, and I mean, there's some pretty good players here for a 3rd-round pick. And Dante Moore is now an X Factor. Sweet! And here we are for season number 3. We have gained more normal devs. Our tight end and our right guard are now normal dev. Now, our right guard was already normal last year, but this guy's definitely a higher overall. Receivers, Pittman does not get to 90. He could have. He has an 88 overall with 2 upgrades. Got to 89. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball where, yeah, I mean, the team looks old but good. Old but good. And yeah, again, Dante Moore, here is his free dev up. Crazy. Just crazy the dev ups we got in this one, especially the Pittman one. That training camp dev up was so nice. Right, a lot of money. I mean, we should be in a good spot because, again, our quarterback's on a rookie deal. Queen, I'll do a 1 year for, I think. Sawyer's gone. TJ Watt, we'll have to see if he's even here. Same with Ramsey. Dowdle, I think, is 100% gone. The regression is going to be crazy bad. Jamel Dean, I think the regression is going to be bad, but I think he'll be fine for another year. If not, he's the corner 3, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to replace any of these guys, really. So I just want them to keep playing until they retire, pretty much. Pittman, I'll do a 2-year deal. I think that works. 2-year 44, huge. Actually, pretty fair price, too. Queen, again, 1-year deal would be ideal if he's down, which he is. Things are going really well right here, which is weird because the season's not. We're actually not playing super well right now. Yeah, the other 2 guys, though, Ramsey and Watt, we have to wait on because they very well could retire. Yeah, probably time for a playbook change. Not a huge fan of this season. I'm not sure how we're 7-10, and of course, it's not going to get any better because, again, this team is old. This team may have 3 retirements this upcoming season. No less than 2, probably. Kind of turned it around, and then 3 losses in a row. Kind of turned it around, 3 losses in a row. Just not a good scheme. Cowboys scheme is just horrible. So we're going to go with the Packers scheme because it's Mike McCarthy. I will say the tight end gets a lot of numbers. Surely, not bad. Pittman and Metcalf, good. Branch, not so great. O-line, horrible, especially left tackle. Edge, far better this year than previous years, thankfully. Louis, 7.5. Harmon, 7.5. Jones didn't really get much of a chance because it's a 3-4. Pecks were low. Boswell missing a lot of kicks again. Alonzo is pretty good for a low overall rookie. No special teams touchdowns, but that's a constant. It's a usual. Again, same thing with usual. Joe Burrow winning MVP. Conway wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defense Rookie of the Year. We had 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we had 3. Shirley was 3. He should still go up in dev, though, just because of his... Oh, of course. Peyton Wilson, linebacker of the year. Of course he is. Yeah, just in his relation to the other tight ends, he probably had, a top 3, top 5 type season. Patriots-Bears Super Bowl winner is the Patriots. A little bit of revenge. Looking at the offense, no one retired, but Dowdle did regress pretty hard. I think that's to the point where you probably look to move on. Of course, Shirley goes up in dev, star dev, 82 overall already. Defensively, TJ? It was Highsmith. Wow. Highsmith retires before TJ Watt. We lose Jalen Ramsey, but we do have Bolden anyways. That is a surprise. I mean, I'm just glad they both didn't retire because apparently that was on the table. I didn't even know it was on the table, but apparently it was. Ione, 5th year for sure. Sawyer, I mean, you almost want to keep him, but I think we can do just like, you know what? We are going to do at least a 1 year. Let's just make sure we're not completely screwed. 1 year 14. I hate you with every being of my soul. Of course, TJ Watt, a lot cheaper, so even though he didn't retire, it was still worth waiting. There you go. And then Rico Dowdle wants a 1 year 5, so I'll do a 1 year 6, which he apparently doesn't want. Sweet. And the rest are all gone. Even Mr. Actually, Boswell seemed to retire, did he? Or was he? Yeah, I think he did. Oh, well. Can't tag Sawyer. We'll just try to get him in free agency. Or maybe someone like Brian Burns will be around, which is actually a pretty constant thing. Free agency. Brian Burns. There he is. We got to offer the entire farm here. We have no choice. Like, our edge room. This is like 1-to-1 Highsmith almost. Our edge room is in shambles. Wrong scheme fit, but maybe we can get him by just... Yeah, we're going to have to do the cheese. We're going to have to change the scheme fit to make sure that we can get him. Caleb Johnson's back in free agency. Somehow they didn't want him. I mean, I guess I'd bring him back and actually start him for once. Actually, pretty good overall for being a backup. Sampson's a little bit more what we're kind of looking for, but I'm down for Johnson. He's 26. I'm down for Johnson. That's what I literally just said out loud. Fantastic. Let's go Dylan Sampson. We've seen the guy how many times every year, so we should know what we're getting into. We want Caleb back. I'm going to try to get him on a 2-year, though. Bump it a little bit, but we'll do a 2-year. I don't want to lock any long-term contracts in. Sampson I'll do because I think he'll be the long-term running back, but Johnson, I don't know. We will definitely try to boost our interest for Mr. Burns, and not Mr. Burns, but Brian Burns, and see if we can get him. And we get all 3 of our guys. It's so weird. Sampson kept fighting the contract when nobody was offering him more besides us than a 2-bar. I don't know what he was holding out for. But we had 2-year 13 for Johnson, 3-year 21 for Sampson, and we did get Burns cheaper. 1-year 35 was able to bump the interest a little bit with the scheme fit, and then obviously switched it back. Although I'd say obviously, but we could change our scheme indefinitely if we wanted to. All right, we're in the draft with pick number 11. I can't believe we've actually fallen this far from whatever, because, I mean, we didn't really lose anyone last season. At 11, though, there are a couple of names. Edge is definitely one that looks pretty good. Also, some really solid corners. This corner is even better than I thought he was going to be. Brendan Stewart, insanely fast. And then, of course, you do have Mr. Manny Everett, A-man coverage, A-press, B-zone. Really good player. Corner, it's really just positions for the future. Not everybody is filled into the lineup, but, running back set. Wide receivers are on the older side, but they're set for now. O-line's obviously set, tight end, quarterback set, linebackers, maybe you can use a new one for a queen, but again, this season we're fine, edge we're fine. There's no one you have to start now, right? Like, we don't, or not start, but draft and start now. It's just, DT wouldn't hurt, and this wouldn't hurt, and, future-proofing that or this or that wouldn't hurt, but yeah, I mean, I would say edge is going to be hard to do better than edge at pick 11, so I imagine if there's one there, that's what we're going to take. If not, maybe even a trade-up. DT going pretty nicely, which, I mean, we need a DT, but I'm fine with that. As it looks like we're going to have some choices here. Edge goes, but it should be fine. Pick 11. Quarterback as well, but obviously don't need that. You have Springs, you have Bass, you have Hernandez, and then cornerback-wise, you still have Stewart, which I don't know what to do with that information. I'm going to have to look at edge and probably just take one of them. So here's Springs, who has an A finesse move, bad block shed. So this is a guy that's either normal or a star, but he has really good finesse. And then you have Bass, who I don't really know, but similar in style, I imagine. And then here's Eric Hernandez, similar to our other guy here. Personally, I think Hernandez is the best of the bunch. Bass not too far behind, but if we're going to choose a style, we usually go with a finesse guy that's, got that prototypical size. It's really hard not to go Bass because they're both similar, but Bass, I think, has a better chance to be a higher dev. Tackles an A. I mean, this is all random. I mean, it would not surprise me if all of these guys are normal dev. Hernandez is probably going to be the guy with the highest dev, ironically enough. But with that being said, I'm going to go with the round 1. Springs is the better prototypical size. Alabama. Just give me hidden. Doesn't have to be great. I knew it. I freaking knew it. The problem is, I truly think all of them are going to be normal dev. Maybe Hernandez is star, but I think the other guy, Bass, is also normal. And pretty much everything is gone, so with that being said, I might be taking a linebacker here, which there's a few of them. And I think Blackman looks the best of the bunch. Obviously, 250 pounds as well, so looks good. 72 true, hidden development trade. A little slower than I would have thought, but obviously turns out to be a pretty good player. And here I'm going to take a pure value pick. Daryl Norwood, the safety, looks pretty fast. Got a B zone coverage, 23 true. As usual with the safeties, normal dev though. And I don't know what the future holds, so I'm going to go with the Commanders and take a third next and a fourth the following year for this pick. Might need that draft pick for the final season. Who knows? And now we'll take a couple of linemen. Why not? Blackwell, 40 true talent. And Dev, as you'd expect. And again, we're going to future-proof, get a fourth next year from the Raiders. In the sixth, we'll take another lineman, I suppose. And Devin Sears, obviously the guy, 21 true talent with Hindev. And I got to say, this running back, even though he looks a little slow, kind of looks like a steal. A ball carrier vision, A break tackle, B carrying. How the hell could that not be anything in lower than the 70s? 39 true talent, unfortunately normal, but I mean, pure value-wise, a good pick overall and where we're selected in general. As you have another lineman, looks mid, but good enough potentially for hidden. And he is. And we land a hidden dev kicker, but he is a very low overall, so I don't know if we're even going to start him. Here is the recap. The edge rusher was very good, though. Probably 85, 86. No, actually 84 finesse. Definitely need to compare him to the other guys. I don't know if there was anything glaring that would have shown that they were hiddens and he wasn't. Because again, we see a lot of those high finesse guys with no block shed, which Bass, I think, was the exact same way. I know Hernandez was. Some good linemen. Running back's actually not bad. Warner at 74 overall. I mean, a little bit of a dual style as well. And yeah, that kicker was just as bad as I thought he'd be. I thought he'd be a lower overall, and he was. Here's Bass, 76 overall, who has... Nope, we were wrong. Hindev. I almost took him. And I said, you know what? They're similar. One's got a little height, one doesn't. And in real life, you definitely would not take Bass over the guy we just took when you consider our guy has higher finesse. So you're basically arguing our guy's better and he doesn't have a super short wingspan. And here's Hernandez, who was also hidden dev. Fantastic. I am so happy that we landed the highest overall, but the lowest dev. At least they're only star, but damn. Also, Stewart, the cornerback, 80 overall with 97 speed. Could not go wrong there either. Unfortunately, we went wrong because we didn't grab him. Oh my. And here we are for season number 4. Offensive line is not developed the way I was hoping it would, but it's okay. It's at least 80 plus. Tight end 82. Quarterback's amazing. Running backs, new ones, but a lot more development. I mean, I guess Caleb Johnson's not new, but Samson specifically, obviously new and a lot more development chance down the line. Wide receivers, they are holding on for their last legs here. They are not the youngest guys, but they're at least good overalls. Edge, same with this. You know, Burns and Watt, not the youngest guys, but very good edge rushers. Corner, we're going to need a new one for Jamel Dean. Safeties, we'll see what Brisker, but don't hate it. Also found Ed Oliver in free agency, 85 overall and all. Might as well bring him on and start him. All right, oh my lord, $204 million. Obviously, Louis. Very favorable contract. We'll have to bump it slightly, but that will work for us if he wants to stick around. Wagner, another contract that I don't hate. Don't love his overall, but it's good enough, I think, at that price specifically. Joey Porter, another year. I mean, we are the land of veterans. Let's continue to keep these guys around as long as possible. DK Metcalf, I don't know if we're going to do a 3-year, but I could definitely do a 1-year if you're down. 1 year, 27. Nice. Get that done easily. Anyone else? Brisker, he wants a 3-year. I'd do a 2-year. 2-year, 20. Nice. Cost is pretty low. Anyone else? Moten at that. I mean, I guess at that valuation, but that overall in age is not my favorite either way. For a slot corner, not bad. Queen, I think this might be the year we finally lose him. Burns, I think he's going to regress into nothing. Fontana, I think we could do better than. TJ Watt, if he sticks around, we'll keep him. Branch, obviously, we're going to pay a 4-year deal for. I mean, this is actually one of the cheaper re-signing periods we've ever had. Like, considering how much money we have, I thought we were going to lose it all, but I mean, we're going to keep the guys you want to keep pretty easily. And there we are in Week 18, and no, it's not because we're trying to sneak into the playoffs. We are going to have the number 1 seed if we beat the Bills. Easier said than done, I know. Big thing is, we haven't changed the scheme offensively. We still have Dallas. We can get to the playoffs, especially with a bye week with Dallas' offense, and win a Super Bowl perhaps. Speaking of Dallas, that they are. That'd be pretty insane. You know, it's one thing to, have this turnaround with the Packers offense, but it's all Dallas. It is all Dallas as we get 3 points to start. They get 3 back. We get another 3. They get 6. 13-10. 13-13. Can't give up those kind of scores. And we get nothing before halftime. Down by 3 now. Offense driving. We get a touchdown as a 4-point game into the 4th quarter now. Defense did a good job. We're up by 4 with ball. Moving down the field. You stay on the field, you win the game, and then we throw a pick. Of course we do. Instead of standing on the field to win the game, it looks like we're going to lose the game at the last moment. Way to go, Dante. Of course, they're like damn near triple teaming Metcalf over here. Let's just get some yards. Good amount of them. Good fight. Dante with 2 interceptions today. Not a big fan. It's a tough throw. It's right on the money. DK again. Obviously saw the underneaths, but said, nah, let's go a little deeper. Let's get a little bit more. And get out of our way. Good block of our own guy. Trying to get us to freaking just kick the field goal. They're like, hey, run the ball. Get closer. That's a great throw and catch to the 20. Problem is no timeouts now, so if you were to get sacked, bad things would happen. The game would be lost. At the same time, I think you have to try, no? It's a good try. Damn, Pittman had a chance. That's the game winner from Pittman, just saying. Look at all the short routes for the freaking guys that have all the height in the world. I know we had that post, but that is why you take the outside, DK Metcalf. Like I said, I know you have the post, but if the safety makes an elite play, maybe he catches at the 1 or the 2 yard line and the game is lost. We throw it out to DK. He has a chance to go up and get it, and if he doesn't, it's a field goal, right? We took our chance to our 2 tall wide receivers. Pittman couldn't get it done, but Metcalf could. And barring a miracle, we have locked in the #1 seed. Would the safety have made a play here? Yeah, you can't. I mean, maybe throw right here, but I just can't trust that. I mean, the right side's wide up. Okay, so to be fair, the tight end's wide open. We just read the field horribly. Bills stupid all out there as we're going to win the game 27-23. I imagine Buffalo's in the playoffs at 10-7, but you never know. But what I can tell you for sure is we have the #1 seed, and that is all that matters. Dante Moore, why would you do it to us? Run game wasn't great. Metcalf clutched up. Oh, my. It's a really bad read. I mean, the first read is left side. First read is DK Metcalf and the wide receiver. Never looked to the right at all. Just never did. As like we said, we get the bye week. Raiders are #2 seed. Let's take a look at how our season went. That's the wrong thing. There it is. Really good start of the season. And, a couple losses near the end. But overall, good enough to not have to play in the wildcard round for a good reason. Not the we missed the playoffs, not having to play in the wildcard round. Of course, Dante Moore in his Dallas scheme. Pretty good. 34 touchdowns, 7 picks, 4,300 yards. Of course, run game a little iffy. Pittman, solid. Metcalf, solid. Branch, solid. Shirley was good. Just touchdowns a little low. Blocking, I've seen far worse. And then looking at sack numbers, 15 sacks, 12.5 for TJ, 8.5 for Lewis, if you will. Interceptions, 3 for Queen, 2 for Jamel Dean. Kicking, 6 miss out of 30, not our best work, but, how fitting that Loop is now our kicker. Could you imagine he, hits a 60-yarder to send us through or win the Super Bowl itself? Dante Moore, #4. No rookie awards. Texans cleaning up shop there. And we do get best O-line with Frazier, but he's already high overall. Who is it? The Chargers. So who's even in the playoffs as we speak? Bills, Raiders. So it's the 1, 5, 2, 3 seed. 4 seed is Titans. So, I mean, the 4th seed would have actually been a massive one to have. 89 to our 90. I mean, we're not some crazy high overall team. We're a veteran-filled team that is trying to hold on. Would be kind of crazy, though, if we ended up, facing Dallas if we get to the Super Bowl. 0-0 right now. 3-0, not bad. 6-0, low scoring, but at least we're leading. 13-0, much better. Halftime, still 13-0. Chargers are going to score sooner or later, so offense, please. Just like that, I mean, it's a 6-point game. Field goal does a pretty good job of potentially winning it. Touchdown does it a better. No 2-point conversion, though, with 5 minutes left. Chargers drive down. They do a decent enough job, and no, they don't. They completely fail it as we're headed to the championship round. 19-7. What a weird score. Trying to think if we've ever had that. I don't know. I don't know if the NFL has ever had that, especially in the playoffs. As Moore was good enough. Good completion percentage, just low yards in general, but Obviously, Herbert was horrible, so I'm glad to have what we had versus him. And then these fumbles, man. Dylan Sampson, 2 fumbles. Why? Could we maybe hold on to the ball better, perhaps? Pick for Branch. Pass rush. Robinson, 2 elope. I mean, dude, how are we getting out-sacked by that squad compared to what we got? I know our guys are on the older side, but really? Queen with the pick. Kicking was great. To the championship round already. Now on to the championship round. Could it be the Buffalo Bills? It is not. It is the Raiders. How do they do it? 23-7 on the other side of... No, it's not. I was about to say, of course, the Giants. The Lions are the crazy upset. Saints, Lions. Saints actually a team that we were like thinking about rebuilding soon. Maybe they don't need it. They may simply just not need it. As the Raiders, they beat the Texans by 4. Beat the Bills by 16. And now it's time to face us. I mean, the teams you're seeing here are almost like fantasy draft teams, right? It's like, oh, well, it's a fantasy draft. Any team can have any player. But no, this is literally the real teams that just seemingly drafted well. And there's the Snoop again. At this point, though, I don't know who he'd be rooting for. Like, I know he's bandwagoned a bit, but I could have sworn he was like Raiders for a long time. No? Am I crazy? Either way, 14-7. Speaking of those Raiders, they're looking pretty good right now. Defense is the only reason why we're even in this. You can see how many times they've driven all the way down the field, and the offense has just done literally nothing. I mean, this is literally... Dude. Okay. I mean, it should be the easiest one in the world, and we just couldn't do it. Defense is trying to hand the offense the win, and they just can't take it. There you go. All right. 21-16. Failed 2-point, it seems. 3-4. This is it. This is the moment. The biggest chance we have to try and get this win. Come on, defense. Get out of my way. We're on this. And he gets sacked. Brian Burns. It really didn't even feel like a mid-blitz type of sack. It just felt like a traditional overload where it really wasn't a free rusher, in my opinion, at least. If it is, geez, the guys are as slow and old as I thought they were. With about 4 minutes left, as long as the team doesn't throw a pick, I mean, they have a chance to drive down the field here and win this game. We'll come in if need be, which I imagine need be will be valid. 3rd and 18, man. How? DK Metcalf, flat look to Sampson. Please. Please! And it's overthrown. Oh, my God. I mean, you got to go for it, right? This play worked that one time. I mean, they just, like, blew the coverage. I can't believe I didn't take DK underneath just to set it up. Dude, how is this linebacker on this? There's no way he just caught that. Dylan Sampson is erect the statue now. There is no way. Again, I will show you the difficulty. All Madden. Dude, some of the catches we have been ridiculous. And you see the coverage, right? I mean, this is proof. The difficulty is high. I just thought Sampson, I didn't even know it was Sampson at first. I thought it was Branch, to be fair. I was like, he's got to beat this guy. This guy's huge. And he does get enough separation on him. But, dude, I cannot believe he caught this. Against our former player. Okay, I'm staying in on the field because, yeah, there's no way I'm letting the AI blow this. Now, we could ourselves. I really want to go routes because Metcalf looks free, but there goes Sampson. Good run, about first down. Actually better than a first down, doesn't get it. Ooh, wear and tear looking bad. All right, clock is being wasted a little bit more. Wide open tight end who could score. I guess you take it. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I think we made a mistake there. 9 times out of 10, when we waste all the clock, we win the game. Sampson wide open, please. If he would have dropped that, that would have been crazy work. All right, they can get a field goal to tie it up. We should have stopped way sooner than that. Just not guaranteed. It really isn't. 3rd and 1, 4th and 9. This could be it. Only 1 timeout. Nope, 0 timeouts. They had to waste one there. Not waste one, but use the last one. So even if they catch this, if it's, at the 40-yard line, they're in a bad spot still, sort of. He's going to take the underneath, and it's a terrible play. We're moving on to the Super Bowl. Bauer's a great player, and I probably would have panicked it to him as well because on, the corner glimpse of your eye, he looks wide open. Wow. That Dylan Sampson catch is actually unbelievable. 24-21. We win. We're moving on to the soup. Looking at the player stats. Mendoza, I mean, he's all right, but Moore was technically better. Didn't throw the pick. Worst completion percentage, though. And then Dylan Sampson again. Is that his 4th fumble in the playoffs? 3rd or 4th? Holy crap, this guy. Shirley, 2 touchdowns. TJ Watt, 2.5. Ajomo, 2 sacks. 2 Burns, 2 at Oliver. Damn, our pass rush was really good. 1 for Queen for picks. Loop playing well. I mean, how fitting is it that Loop is our kicker that's led us to a Super Bowl? All right, the big game. Who's it going to be against? Got to be the Lions, right? Yeah, the Lions. Take a look at who they beat. We obviously know of one of the teams. The Lions beat the Rams by 3. Clutch. Giants by 10. Big. And then beat the Saints by 6 points. They have us beat by 2 overall, so there's a good chance they win this game. But let's take a look. I mean, we've had a great rebuild. Even if we don't win a Super Bowl in this rebuild, and we have to do one more season here, and that's a failure as well, we've had a good rebuild, right? We've turned this team into a Super Bowl contender, a literal Super Bowl visitor as well. And the future's bright. The team looks good. Let's take a look at the defensive side of the ball now, where I don't know if we had a dev up. I don't think so. Either way, they're 92 versus our 90 overall. We had a much better regular season, but it all comes down to who's better today, not on the regular season at all. Who cares about that stuff at this point? And here it is, the big one. Don't let the Lions win the Super Bowl. Come on, Pittsburgh. You're way too historic for this. This is like a Make-A-Wish game. Like, we will give them a couple points, but overall, just smoke them when it comes down to it, right? I just have a feeling we're not going to have a good game here. Although we have a great start. Nice, not bad. 7-0. 10-0. Okay. Not going to get too hopeful. There's the reason why. Huge. I don't know what happened. Defensively, it seems like we did something. 24-7. Not over. Okay. Slow sim again. 24-14. Touchdown could do it. That's a huge lead. And Detroit, they go for a field goal. Okay, 14-point game. No way. He threw a pick. Did we get a pick? Penalty. 4th and 2. They got to go for this. They go for a field goal. I know there's 9 minutes left. I mean, I guess the way you see our offense playing right now, 4th and 5, they convert. Not a bad field goal, maybe. And a 4th and 5, they fail it. I think that's going to be it. With the touchdown, it is. And, of course, what everyone wants to see, the Steelers win another ring. 38-27. Dante Moore was the right man for the job. Of course, the running back duo was a big one, too. Adding in Dylan Sampson, bringing back Caleb Johnson. We basically put like a fishing line on Caleb Johnson when we traded him off. Oh, yeah, you can have Caleb Johnson. Then reel it back in. Bring him back. Of course, tight end, good decision there while we were having bad decisions. We started off, starting freaking Darnell Washington, and then we started Freiermuth. It's like, what are we doing here? And, of course, the defense, shocking. Highsmith retires before TJ Watt. TJ Watt's seen something that Highsmith couldn't. We bring in Brian Burns. He had a pretty good year. Wow. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of success in the last few rebuilds. That Jets one, though, that's going to be lingering in the mind for a while. Just the one I'm constantly going to be thinking about. I thought it was another fumble for Sampson. Damn, Sampson was really not great in the playoffs for us. He fumbled all the time, didn't really do much for us, but DK Metcalf said, give me that ring, baby. I will say, how sucky would that be? Not that he chose to leave as a trade, but how sucky would that be seeing the Seattle Seahawks win a ring without you? Like, you were literally just there. Like, that's gotta blow, right? No one ever talks about that side of sports. Either way, though, I guess it really doesn't matter. Again, it's offline. It's one thing that sucks about this time of the year is, it's offline. You can literally do whatever you want, technically. I don't see the point, but, I like the randomness where, the Jets, we have one of the best couple of drafts we've ever had. I genuinely think that draft we had with Arch Manning, Colin Simmons, and Leonard Moore, I think it was. That might be the best draft we've ever had in Madden draft history, and it led to, I think, 0 playoff berths. I think I accidentally said, at least you got to the playoffs once, but that was a Week 18 game to try and get to the playoffs, and we failed that. I'm pretty sure we missed the playoffs every single season there, which is insane. But again, I think it adds to the randomness. You don't know what's coming in. You come into one of these rebuilds, you don't know what's going to happen. Of course, Pittman, not the fastest man in the world, but both tall receivers play their part. Branch underneath, really not the most useful pick for us, but he had some okay seasons. Just can't get a damn dev up to save his life. Here is Dylan Sampson, the 88 overall now, who has, I mean, great elusiveness, great speed and all that. Super young, which obviously plays into the factor of the longevity. Feels like he's been in the league forever, and yet he's still young as hell. Shirley, 86 overall. Would have thought he had been higher by now, but honestly, he's actually really good for his overall. Kind of overplaying the overall a little bit, if you will. Ione, Mr. 80, about 88 overall. Really good power blocking. Lead block's insane. We bumped that strength to 87. Crazy part is he didn't go up a single strength after us doing that. I guess let's take a look at Fautano, who just doesn't develop in game anymore. And he's youngish. He's in real life he's young and he's developable, but in game he's just on the outside of that development circle, if you will. That under 24 or 25 range for O-line. Of course, wait, we didn't even look at Dante Moore, did we? I'm already forgetting. Mr. Dante Moore, though, just enough speed. Really fun, though. I mean, I don't know if it's just the height range, but it just feels like when you throw the ball with him, you're going to hit every throw. It just feels like that. I still cannot believe the Dylan Sampson catch. We are playing a 5th season without him doing that catch. I could run that catch another 50 times. We probably don't catch it another time. I can't even get the running back to catch the ball sometimes. Wide open. Let alone, a contested one, obviously. Here's Louis. I'm still like, is it Louis? Is it Lewis? I'd imagine it's a Lewis. Really good coverage guy, though. That would be the starting Mike. I'd assume no point in looking at Patrick Queen's 85 overall. Why not? He actually had a little bit of a glow up here at the end here. Very smart player. Coverage is good. Block shed's better. And now it's time to look at the corners. Jamel Dean, he is one of the best longevity guys in Madden. I mean, the guy's like a good overall until he's like 33. He retires usually like mid-80s like he is right now. 85 overall. Probably takes a hit here, but 32 years old. Of course, we didn't use the training camp on him this year either. We did Brisker because I felt like Brisker's a little bit longer term of a guy. Moten didn't really develop for us. Ed Oliver's not even our player, really. And then Derek Harmon, 87 overall. Really good block shedder. Not so much in the power moves. And that is it for this, if you will, realistic style rebuild of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, we were able to win a ring. Again, trying to distance ourselves from that Jets one. It's tough. Again, I just keep thinking about how bad that was several days ago. Of course, if you guys end up enjoying this video, though, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification all so you know when the next upload is up. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. And the biggest thing you can do, let me know which team you'd like to see rebuild next. I was kind of, pondering the idea of a Packers rebuild. We do have a lot of other teams, though, that gain some new names that could make some interesting moves. Again, Saints with ETNs it's something, but I'm not even sure if the rebuild will be over by the time he's retired. ETN's not old, obviously, but I've seen these running backs retire at 30, 31, and I think he'd be about 30, 31 by year 4 or 5. So it might take the whole thing for the Saints to actually develop a worthy roster, and he might be gone or just about gone potentially right there at the end. But still, maybe time to try another one of them because, again, I think it's been a while since we've done a Saints. Either way, the yap is done. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. Not sure what it'll be tomorrow. We'll see. But until next video, if anything,